they're basically terminating the whole store staff. I'm like, I lost my corporate job. Nice. I guess before I even get into the story of how that even happened, I don't know. Like it came as a little bit of a shocker. But I want to let y'all know that I'm good. First of all, I'm good. I literally the day before it happened, before I got the call, I I prayed. I was praying to God because I've been fighting this I don't know feeling lately where it's like I feel like my ambitions are so huge and I'm trying to do these things. I want to find success, quick success in all these different things, and I was praying to God and I'm like, God, it's like either you're gonna bring my ambition to match me or you're going to make me big enough to actually be able to hold my ambitions. And I don't know, I prayed that prayer. I don't even know what I meant or what I wanted for that outcome. I just knew that that level of wanting to grow, commit, perform, exceed, I wanted that level to, like, I don't know, be hit, to be met like immediately. No, was that unfair? I don't know. I don't know. I guess to me it felt like it was a fair ask. Like I don't know. But literally the day after I prayed that prayer, I got the call. And he's like, yeah, he'll explain, my manager, he's like, yeah, he'll explain everything to us pretty much the following day. Cause I guess that was the official notice. Yes, so the store got closed down and they're basically terminating the whole store staff. I'm like, what are you gonna do? And I know me, literally the second something arises, some form of problem arises, the first thing I do is going to problem solving mode. But that looks different. That instead of spiraling, my version of spiraling is just going into like, okay, how am I gonna fix this? So I remember just sitting by my desk and just like being on my computer. I'm like, I don't know what the hell, cause I think I was even studying while that call came through, and I literally just stopped. Cause I'm like, yo, like this can't be real. This can't be real. I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do? So I'm there, just there, just staring, just blanked out for like a good 5 minutes. Yeah, just blank out for like a good 5 minutes, just trying to see like, yo, what the hell's gonna, like, what am I gonna do? Nothing. I'm here thinking about, all right, cool. What am I gonna do next? Am I gonna like get like another job somewhere? Am I gonna go back to my old job because I did door to door? I'm like, yo, that probably could be like a quick little get back into, cause like I'm cool with those people. Am I gonna take some other opportunities that I was offered in the past? See if those doors are still open. Am I gonna go full time into my business? Am I gonna go stay home full time? And like all these things are just going through my head, and this is probably like within the hour. Then I decided to just stop, and I'm like, yo, let me just let my parents know. Call them up, try to do like a group call or whatever. I told them, I'm like, yo, so yeah, this is what it is. I'ma still do what I have to do. You don't have to worry about me, because I mean, I guess I'm at the point now where I'm pretty sure my parents know I'm very responsible, or I would say that, but I'm responsible, so they know I'm gonna figure it out. So they weren't really sweating it too much. But my mom, of course, being my mom, she was concerned. My dad, he doesn't really wear his feelings on his sleeves like that, so I don't really know what he was thinking. But so I called them, let them know, and then I'm like, all right, cool. I just told my parents that I'm gonna figure this out, so I have to figure it out. Fast track. After that conversation, the following day, we kind of got a breakdown of why all of that went south, and it just turned out that, I mean, couple months before, they had laid off like a lot, like tens of thousands of employees, because it's a big corporation. So we thought that we would have escaped that, but we didn't. It just turned out that even the CEO of the company came to visit our store, and we're like, why is this guy here? Like, why is this guy here? Like, I mean, I get it, that's cool, but just imagine like the CEO visiting your store is basically like, let's say Donald J. Trump would have visited like your house. That's the level of, like, I don't know, clout or supremacy that he has in the company, right? So he visited our store and a couple of other stores just like that. There were employees in our store that were literally there for 20 years, 22 years, 19 years, and I'm like, yo, if they get the chop, like, like, that's crazy, because this is literally some people's careers, big corporations. So there are a couple of lessons that I did learn from this the main thing that I can say is that, yo, like, job security is just not a real thing. Because I was even saying that, yo, this could possibly be my last job. Deep down, I knew, and I know that I don't want to have a job forever. I feel like I've been blessed with skills and gifts that I can really monetize that and turn that into something, like my business per se, my marketing agency, or just content. Because I've been pursuing content for a long time, but it's never been consistent. Like, I've never been consistent with it. Unfortunately, not. But that's pretty much what that looks like. The next thing that I learned is that I got comfortable. I went in knowing that, yo, there's gonna be like a decay on this. There's gonna be a time where I know I'm gonna get tired of this. So my goal was to save up some cash and literally be able to live off that for a certain amount of time coming out of that role, right? And go pursue this full time, go pursue my business full time, and put all my hours there. I didn't give myself that option because I got comfortable. Day to day was cool. It wasn't a extremely difficult job. It's just pretty much talking to people half the time. And something told me, like, something like this was gonna happen. And we all got complacent. Like, all of us, we just got complacent. We got okay with going through the day to day emotions. At the end of the day, you have something that's for you. That's pulling in as a bit extra. Because fortunately enough, like, my business is not doing all the best, all amazing, but at the same time, it's able to pay me an extra $900 a month, or extra couple $100 a month. And that was pretty much like my only saving grace. Like, it kind of just showed me, like, yo, okay, cool. Worst case scenario, they tell me to go and they give me nothing. I have that. Would it be able to cover my monthly expenses? That's a whole different story. But at the same time, at least I know that there'd be something that I could put my time and energy into and really scale that and get to the next level, or at least get myself back up on my foot. But yeah, I got comfortable, and facing the consequences of it's not so cool. It's not so cool because I could have been ahead of it, but I can't really fight myself on the past. I just have to look to the future and kind of understand what that it is and learn from the lessons, because that's really what it is. The next thing that I learned from this experience is really just that the skills that I have and what I have been pursuing, I have to take more pride into it. Just like how I was waking up every day and going there, giving them my time, giving them my energy, worrying about being a performer, ensuring that I'm hitting all the metrics, ensuring that I'm doing my part. I have to ensure that I'm doing that for myself also, because look at it, like, in the blink of an eye, just like that. Like, they knew they were gonna let us go before it even happened. That was the crazy part. Like, they knew about this. This was in the plan, and we were there for months, ensuring that we're hitting the metrics, doing all these things, and at the end of the day, we still get chopped just like that. There's just nothing that they could say about it, do about it. They just let us go just like that. So that kind of showed me, like, yo, like, these big corporations, yeah, they're great. They have good insurance, they have good benefits, whatever. I mean, I'm young, so that's great and all, but I have to pour time and energy into the things like my skill and work on making them profitable, because that's really what's going to make the difference of if I'm going to be able to have something after shit hits the fan. Because shit hit the fan and I had nothing to leave with. So that's a lesson that I had to learn from that experience. Now, fortunately enough, in this journey, I mean, I have another opportunity where I could get something short time, just something to keep me on my feet. Because at the end of the day, we all know that bills gotta get paid, right? But um, I'm not gonna get comfortable again. I made that promise, and it's not just a promise. I'm gonna put actionable steps behind it to make sure that I don't get comfortable again. So, like, I have a 6-month game plan, save up a certain amount of money that covers my expenses for at least 6 months, and lock it down for 6 months. That's gonna be me full time working on my business, working on my skills, and ensuring that it's growth. Because I already have something that's working. Already have something, my business, that's producing. So I want to put my time and energy there, but I also want to be able to help out and keep, living. To be honest, because you gotta pay your bills, man. So, you know, kind of ensuring that I put myself in a position where I'm able to responsibly get these things done. I think that's what's going to be the game changer. That's what's next on my bucket list, because I'm not gonna fall for the trick again. I'm not gonna fall for it again. Like, and I'm glad it happened to me when it did, this early on in the game, and not when I'm like 30, 40, 50, thinking that, you know, I'm secured, I got this job forever or whatever, and they just cut it. That alone should just tell you the whole tale, you know. Like, it was able to do a lot for them, at least while they were there. Again, I don't have the same story, I haven't been there that long, but it definitely helped them in their life. And for them to just sweep them under the rug like that, what else would they have done to me, you know? So I'm glad it happened to me when it did, to kind of show me like, yo, I already knew that I had these cards dealt. I already know the potential that I have. And it's not to just stay and work for a big corporate company that can't even recognize my work. You know, it's really just for me to step outside of my comfort zone, because that's really what it comes down to. It's like doing the uncomfortable thing and doing the hard thing. And sometimes you have to convince yourself. Sometimes I had to convince myself that, yo, this is going to be the better step for me, even if it didn't feel like that at that very moment, because it never did. Sometimes it'll feel like I'm going and I'm going and I'm pushing, but I'm not getting no immediate results. And that's what just made me comfortable with the idea of like, yo, the what if I just stayed, what if I just chilled, what if I just spent a year, spent 2 years, spent 3 years. That would have probably turned into like my whole life, and I would not have been able to maybe even make this video or step outside of my comfort zone and just do something more. So I'm glad that it happened to me when it did, because now I am aware. You know, I got foresight. They say hindsight sees 2020, and I definitely am seeing 2020 right now, because I'm not gonna fall for that trap again. I do believe in passion, but I also believe in money. I'm gonna do whatever is going to be profitable to me, but at the same time, like, I have to be able to take that leap of faith and believe in myself. Just like I can believe that the boss is gonna pay me a check at the end of the month or end of the 2 weeks or however it is. I gotta believe that I'm able to provide a skill, provide some resources to somebody else that they're willing to pay me. No, while this may just be a part of my story, it's not my whole story. I know that this is just another stepping stone for me, and I just wanted to hop on here and kind of just share it, because sometimes, like, I know that I'm not the only person that got laid off. Like, there are at least 30 other people that made the same thing, same stores, different locations, had the same effect. And at the end of the day, I know right now there are lots of people that's kind of just going through it. Maybe you don't have the same experience that I do, but something similar to what I have gone through. The key is just to really hold your head up, you know? That's what I'm having to do right now, is to show the strength even when the strength isn't necessarily there, but learning from the experience and not getting caught in the cogwheel. So I'm gonna make that definite step and actually put things into place so that I never have to even have this conversation again. It's just going to be a part of my journey, something that I look back on and I appreciate, because it put me in the right steps to move forward. So thanks again for watching, guys. Big up yourself. You don't know who it is. It's your boy Crown Prince. I'll show you guys a day-to-day of what that looks like for me, because I don't know, I'm trying some new things now. I'm trying to see how best I can get myself out there, and you know, I want to start doing some more vlogs, especially on this channel, more stuff like this, more, you know, showing in the life and that kind of stuff. So if you made it to the end, thanks for sitting on and watching me chat for this long. Leave a comment in the comment section. Have any advice for me or what I should do, let me hear it in the comments, you know. Big up yourself. Peace.